Hey guys, hope you're having a great week. It is finally summer weather here in New York City. It is like 90 degrees. That's why I'm in a tank top. And I am off from work today because I am actually changing jobs right now. Again. But that'll be for a different video. Haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I might as well just come up with whatever came to mind first. And as of recently, I actually think I went on the worst date of my life. And I know that's pretty bold to claim, but it was terrible. So I was talking to this guy on Grindr, which, I mean, I should already have set the bar low since it's Grindr versus like Tinder or Bumble or any of the other actual dating apps. But whatever, he was cute, we were talking, and he's like, yeah, I'm actually more of a romantic at heart, and I'm really into dating, and I love all of that stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, you sound perfect. Eat it up. So we agreed to go to dinner, and I'm actually going to segue for a second, and I highly advise against going to dinner as a first date unless you are like 100% sure you're going to have a great time with this person. And that's almost never true. So my real point is never go to dinner on a first date when you don't know the person at all. Because if it's going terrible, as you're about to hear my date went, you are stuck there until the meal is done and you've paid your bill. So we go to this tiny little Thai restaurant that was a few blocks away, and we get there and we're having dinner, and so, you know, I open up with pretty standard questions like, so where'd you grow up? Like, you know, where'd you go to school? What do you do? Like for work, things like that. And he answers all my questions and, you know, whatever. But I noticed that he doesn't ask me a single question back. He doesn't even say like, and what do you do? Or like, where are you from too? You know what I mean? Like, I basically set him up to ask me the same questions, and he just didn't. And so as I'm realizing this, I'm like, well, let me try something. And so the food was here. And I just didn't ask him anything. And we sat there in silence for 60 seconds, which felt like 10 minutes. It was so awkward. And I don't do awkward silence as well, like in any scenario, let alone a first date. And like, whenever we were just hanging out, he would just sit like back, like all aloof, like he was just hot shit. And I was like, you're actually a terrible date right now. Like, get over yourself. He just seemed really into himself. And I don't care what you look like, what you do. I don't care anything about you. If you act like that, I'm already turned off. And so finally he starts to say something. He was like, oh, and I was like, and he just says, oh, this food's kind of spicy. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. So I ate my food as fast as possible because I was just getting so angry at this guy. He just wouldn't engage me at all. I'm like, I don't care if you're not into the person. In fact, I wasn't even into him at that point because I was pissed off. But I still tried to be polite enough to make conversation. Finally, we get the check, which couldn't have come fast enough. We pay the bill, we leave, and we walk out. And he's like, oh, I want to go to Tag, which is the store 2 doors up the road, to explain to you why this was something that put me off even further, as if I wasn't already not going to have a second date with him anyway. Tag is like an underwear store. It's not like an underwear store. It is an underwear store that has other apparel and stuff too, but like, that's not somewhere where you take a first date. Especially when it's going that poorly. So I was like, oh, like, do you need to get something? He's like, no, I just like to browse. You like to browse? What? Like, I don't even know you. Get out of here. So, because I somehow don't have the wherewithal to just say, okay, well, I'm gonna leave, go in with him. That's my own fault, but still, whatever. It's his fault for wanting to go there in the first place. And we go in there's all the underwear, and he walks towards the back of the store. And I've never been in there before, and I walk to the back and look to my left, and what do I see but a wall of sexual toys, mostly dildos. Oh my god, so uncomfortable. He like picks up this little like whip that's back there, and he starts to brandish it like he was gonna hit me, and I was like, oh, if anyone ever hit me with a whip, I would punch them in the face. No exaggeration, I actually said that. And he put it down pretty quickly. So we finally leave. He didn't get a single thing, and I walk him back to his apartment because, remember, I gotta walk that way anyway because we live right there. And I hug him goodnight, and the next thing I do after he closes the door behind him into his building is text my friends and go, who is around? I need a drink. look, everyone has bad dates, and like I said, I don't care who you are, what your background is, what you look like. None of that. If you act like a tool, fuck, we're not gonna get along at all. Pardon my language, but sometimes there's no better word. When you go from acting like a straight up douchebag and then take my ass to a store where there's sex toys everywhere, to me that constitutes one of the worst dates, if not the worst date I've ever been on. Like, I've been on dates with guys where the conversation was painfully awkward, but like they were nice. So, needless to say, my dating life hasn't really progressed much since I last saw you guys. Feel free to share some of your dating horror stories. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's ever gone out with a guy, girl, or whoever that was an awful person. God, he sucked. I never know how to end these videos, so yeah, that's all I got. See you later. I have my laundry bag right here, so I'm not making this up. Like, these are all clean clothes, and I was ready, and I'm gonna have to fold this shit after I finish this video.